Hi guys, hey girl, hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Diamond the Creator here, and we're gonna be doing a quick little Valentine's Day look. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm starting off by priming my skin. I am using the Glam Glow primer. It's a little sample size that I got a while ago. Absolutely love it because it adds some sheen to my face and it helps blur my skin so that my concealer can go on flawlessly. After I'm done moisturizing that all into my skin, I like to go ahead and push my nose ring up so that I don't get nothing on my jewel, because I just really hate cleaning it, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I do that to make sure no makeup gets on it, and I can just flip it back out when I'm done. Now I'm going in with my Juvia's Place concealer in the number 10, and I'm going up underneath my eyes, and on my chin I used my Tarte Shape Tape concealer in the color Deep, just to help get rid of some of that discoloration that I have going on up under there. And I do like to let it set a bit, so since I got my little blue fan here, it helps speed up that process. I know some of my girlies like to blend their makeup in with their fingers, and hey, shout out to you if you do. I don't do it all the time, but honestly, I do like it because it just helps me get a more flawless look to my concealer than a brush sometimes. Whenever I am blending out my concealer, I do like to go on my lid with the leftover concealer just to make sure that I have a nice base set down for the eyeshadow that I'm going to be doing. Now sis, it's always important to make sure you have your towel next to you when you're doing your makeup, because one thing about me is I will get makeup prints everywhere if I do not. I also like to make sure that my nose doesn't have a ton of makeup on it, because it can start to look really cakey really fast if there's too much makeup accumulated on top of your nose. I am going in with my Tarte Shape Tape concealer in Tan Deep Sand, and I'm just going to add another layer just to brighten up my under eye more and bring more attention to the center of my face. Every time I look into your eyes, I see. I also like to go up underneath my brow with the concealer just so that I can get a general shape going. I do have extremely thick brows naturally, so this does help to kind of bring it all together and help everything look more cohesive. Now we're gonna go ahead and blend that out now that it's set a little. And I'll take some time just to get back for that I had days full of you before it winds down. Just memories now. Don't you love when I
down. Somebody just fill you up, then I take you down. Got someone I don't you love when I come around.
Now I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer with my Airspun setting powder. And while I'm setting my concealer, I do want to go in with a thick layer of this setting powder simply because I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow next and I don't want any fallout. I'm gonna put a little bit of that setting powder on my lids to get things started. I'm gonna jump into our Mrs. Claus Litless palette and we're gonna go into our crease with Spiked Cocoa.
And we don't gotta think about nothing. I'm coming at you, cause I know you got a bad reputation. Doesn't matter cause you give me temptation. And we don't gotta think about nothing. I've been there all day. And I got me walking side to side. I've been there all night. I've been there all day. And I got me walking side to side. Been trying to have a
The goal here is just to make sure that we are blending to get a nice shape and a nice base so that we can start layering more colors on there and get our crease more defined.
Baby, what's it gonna hurt if they don't know? Making everybody think that we solo. Just as long as you know you got me. And boy, I got you. Guess tonight I'm making deals with the devil. And I know it's gonna get me in trouble. Just as long as you know you got me. These friends keep talking way too much. Say I should give you up. Can't hear them no, cause
Jumping right into the color Velvet out of the palette. I know in a lot of palettes you don't see a super vibrant red like this, so when I tell y'all I fell in love with this color, I fell in love. Like, without this color, I just don't think the look would even be the same. The goal for this color is really to get it concentrated in my crease and on top of the brown that we put there previously, because I did want it to be a darker red for this look because it's more like a nighttime, you know, date night, Valentine's. You want your eyes to look sexy and sultry.
Just close with my mini. Body smoking, so they call me young Nicky Chimney. Rappers and they feel it cause they feeling me. I give zero, and I got zero
Now that we're done blending that red out to the heavens and back, girl, we're gonna go back into Spiked Cocoa and just put that on top of the red so that we can get a darker color going here. I really want the crease to be full of color, but at the same time still in depth. We're gonna go in a little bit later to make it slightly darker on the inner crease so that we can achieve that sexy, sultry look.
Cause you blind, let it get free. Picking up a dick for you. Sweet baby, like it when you
bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it. Like it when you bite it, bite it, bite it. Wanna hug you right. Like it when you bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it. Like it when you bite it, bite it. Like it when you bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it. Like it when you bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it. Like it when you don't hesitate when you bite it. And it cause you wild, let it get. Making up a dick for you bite it. This type shit have you dip, 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 dip. That's when it feels to the island. Dip, 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 dip. This type shit have you violent. Dip, 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 dip. That's when it feels to the island. Dip, 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 dip. This type shit have you violent. Don't hesitate, hesitate, hesitate.
Yes, sis, I am loving how this is coming out. We're going to move on to our crease. I'm going to attempt to cut this bit, okay? So we're gonna go back in with our tan deep sand, and we're gonna take a smaller brush to cut out this crease.
Bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it. Like it when you bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it. Like it when you don't hesitate when you bite it. And it cause you wild, let it get. Making up a date for you bite it. This type shit have you dip, 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 dip. That's when it feels to the island. Dip, 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 dip. This type shit have you violent. Dip, 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 dip. That's when it feels to the island. Dip, 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 dip. This type shit have you violent. This type shit have you violent. That's when it feels to the island. Drip, drip, drip when you slide it. Dip, 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 baby, ride it. Don't hesitate when you. And it cause you wild, let it get. Making up a date for you. Sweet baby, like it.
And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, doing cut creases is not my strong suit, but honestly, I never give up on a challenge. So girl, yes, we going for it. Now that our crease is cut, we're going to hop into our next shade, which is called Bougie. In this palette, it is a beautiful, very shimmery pink color. It literally reminds me of Legally Blonde. It was giving everything it needed to give, sis. Like, just look at that. I was so excited. And I'm using my finger to just put this on my lid because I really wanted to pat it in. I wanted to get as much of a concentrated color as I possibly could for this look. Y'all already know we gotta jump back into our blending color, Spiked Cocoa, just so that we can get rid of all of the harsh lines and try and smooth this baby out. This time with the Spiked Cocoa, you really want to concentrate it on the outer part of your eye. so that you can achieve that more sultry look like I referenced earlier. So you'll see me going back into that color multiple times to try and deepen that, as well as blend out where the cut crease ends. Now at this point, I'm just going back in and touching up everything. So I'm gonna go back into Bougie, and I'm just gonna stamp that into the inner corner of my eye because I want it to be more round like the other side. As well as I'm going to go back into Velvet, and I'm not going to put any more product on that brush, but I am just going to swipe the residual product over the blending that I did with Spiked Cocoa.
If I'm in the club, I got that fire when I'm performing. The back end just came in and all honest. Vibes galore cute, they all on us. I'm from Atlanta where young niggas run shit. I know they hating on me, but I don't read comments. Whenever I tell her to come, she coming. Whenever it's smoke, we ain't running. Look too hard, don't stand too close. You gon' fuck around the town. Off this way, doing all these shows. Living on the road, I don't care where I go. Long as I get paid, that little vibe. Tripping on my mind. As soon as I get back, shit and shit. Do this all the time. This ain't no surprise. Every other night, another movie get made. Look too hard, don't stand too close. You gon' fuck around the town. Off this way, doing all these shows.
Just go back and forth, switching between those brushes, trying to get it as blended as I possibly can. Now we're gonna go ahead and dust off the excess powder. Now I will say, I did say put a lot up underneath your eye, but don't put as much as me because I ended up having some spots up underneath my eye that looked like it needed more concealer, but we'll definitely fix that later. So now what I'm doing is just going into my L'Oreal True Match powder, and I believe that is in the color Cocoa, so C8, and I'm just gonna put that around the spots that doesn't have any makeup because I'm not really an avid foundation wearer or anything like that. I usually just do concealer, and if I'm doing super glam like this, I'll just go over the spots of my face that don't have any makeup just to help blend out where the concealer starts. And of course I'm doing that blending that I told you guys about earlier so that we can correct those spots that didn't really get as much love as it should have. And honestly, I'm happy that I did that because it just gave me a more defined look in the end.
This way, doing all these shows. Living on the road, I don't care where I go. Long as I get paid.
It is time to bronze, sis. Let's get some definition in this face. So I'm gonna first go in with a fluffy brush and I'm gonna define my nose. I do like to take it all the way to my brow, and I like to blend the color into my brow as well. I am using my Benefit Hula Beauty bronzer, and I believe this is in the color Toasted. Absolutely love this bronzer. I got it a while ago, and you know what? She's been going strong for you girls. So definitely recommend this to all of my girlies out there. Hey. Now that we bronzed up our nose, we're gonna go ahead and take this huge brush. I do not remember where I got it, but I absolutely love it to bronze up my face. We're gonna make this look super duper bronzy since we are gonna be doing a darker lip this time, and since our eyes are darker as well. Now that we're done bronzing up our face, we're gonna go in with my favorite blush right now, and it is one of MAC's Glow Play blushes. Say that 3 times fast. And this is in the color Rosy Does It. It literally just gives my cheeks everything it needs, especially for this look. It just made it come together so well. Whenever I'm doing a more dramatic look, I do like to put the blush on my nose and just bring it in a little bit more so that it can all flow together and I can kind of have it in the center of my face, just bringing some more attention there. And I went ahead and took off my little wrap on my lace. Baby, do not come for me. I know how it looks. We're definitely gonna fix that later. But for now, we're going to fix up our brows, and I'm going inside of my crayon box palette, and I'm just gonna take brown and black and mix those two up because I do want my brows to be darker. I usually go in with just dark brown, but since date night, we want to make sure everything is a little bit darker than it normally would be.
Make a way when I wake up. No. I just break out. Thinking I can make this many songs. My lady, when I haven't met her, but she on me head. Woman said better. If I say I love her, am I wrong? Am I crazy? Am I overzealous? But I know the feeling, and I'm never wrong. Swear that I've been thinking in a song in a minute.
Whenever I'm doing my brows, I do tend to get a little bit crazy, especially in the front area, because sometimes it is harder for me to get them to match up, but it's okay, sis, because we're gonna jump right back in with our Tan Deep Sand Concealer from Tarte.
Remember you went back on me, I won't forget it. You said you want to tell it, but I want to tell it. In the 26, I got you, yeah. Thinking I can make this many songs. Not a lady when I haven't met her, but she on me head. Woman said better. If I say I love her, am I wrong? Am I crazy? Am I overzealous? But I know the feeling, and I'm never wrong. Swear that I've been thinking in a song in a minute.
Whenever I feel like my brows are just a tad bit too dark for my liking, I do just go back in with the brush that I just used to conceal and just swipe a little bit of the leftover concealer over the brow, and then just go back in with this spoolie and brush it out. That's a little trick that I like to use just to lighten it if I do go a little bit too dark.
I'm just undressing all of these sections of my face. Think it too hard. Think it too hard. But I really wanna get. I can make this many songs. Not a lady when I haven't met her, but she on me head. I'm a seven better. If I say I love her, am I wrong? Am I crazy? Am I overzealous? But I know the feeling, and I'm never wrong. Swear that I've been thinking in a song in a minute. It's intoxicated. Get way on you, get it like the alcohol. We can do like anything you want. I'm amazing, but intimidated. I just wanna please you. Check my catalog. Thinking I can make this many songs. Not a lady when I haven't met her, but she on me.
While concealing, I definitely was thinking to myself, let's try something a little bit different. I never really do slits in my brow, but fork it. I was like, let's do it. And then it eventually turned into something else. Hint, hint. You guys will see. Now to my favorite part. We are going to go in with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Shimmerista highlighter. When I tell you, I live for her. Live. I got this bottle so long ago, like over 5 years, I believe, and she is still going strong. She serves every time I use her. It's literally so good. I believe you can get this at Walmart or even the drugstore, girl. Do what you gotta do. Go out and get her. You will not regret it. Yes, everything is coming together so well. After I put her on my cheeks, nose, and brow, we are just going to move right along ahead to defining our under eye. So we're gonna go back into our palette and we're gonna pick up Velvet again, and we're just gonna go ahead and smudge that up underneath our eye on our waterline. I do want to smudge it down a little bit further than I normally would because I am going to be going back in with a darker shade so that we can define it like how we defined our outer crease earlier. Now, while I was doing this, I thought to myself, what would make this even better? And I found my NYX glitter that I absolutely love. It is so cute. Look at the little hearts. And I used my NYX glitter primer to get those stuck on my cheeks. I'm also gonna go ahead and put that on my brow, and we're just gonna do our best to cut out the shape of a heart for Valentine's Day, of course. Fun fact, Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday because I love love. Regardless of any of heartbreak or anything like that that I've gone through in my life, that one thing has stayed consistent. Love really does always conquer all. Yes. Y'all, I ain't gonna cap. I did a real nice job with this heart. It may look a little bit wonky, but I did a good job with this heart using the back of a tweezer. Like, I know that's right. Now that I got the glue where I want it to be, I went ahead and put the glitter on there off camera because the only thing y'all was looking at was my lace and oof. And I'm now going to prep my lashes with my dual lash glue and go in with some black eyeliner. This one is from e.l.f. I am a e.l.f. girl. I have been using this eyeliner since I started doing makeup, if I'm being completely honest. I love it, stand by it. Super dark, nice and shiny, just how I like her.
She'll catch up on the AR, how you did that? Track out, lift up when you take off, how you did that? You put switches up on your blinkies, how you did that? Your LV back turned to a legit, how you did that? I seen that turn to a Louis, how you did that? That look like a brand new booty, how you did that? You got face stones and over watch you, how you did that? You hit some skeletons in your closet, why you did that? How you wet. I get my shooter wet, meat and cheese and that's the rat. Ain't nighttime but your tango, how you do that shit? Me and girl, I'm fuck the same, oh, how you do that, baby? Shit, I catch up on the AR, how you did that? Check out, lift up when you take off, how you did that? You put switches.
Now that we got our eyeliner to our liking, we're just gonna fan it a little so that none of the black transfers onto our eyeshadow. And then we're gonna go in with the dark brown shade from my palette and just put that right on our waterline so that it can define the look more. And you don't want it to go down too far because you still want to be able to see that red, but still define the outer corners of our bottom eye.
You got a man on your hoe. Man, let me best hit bitch, I'm too rich to drive a road. Pop my shit like plumber, me and gun and diamond flesh. I'm gon' ball out so much, just all grinding for a month. Love how I dump shit.
Everything is looking fantabulous. So now we're gonna move on to my lips. And for my lips, I'm just using the dark brown pencil from Wet n Wild. Live and Stand by her as well. I would be nothing without this lip liner, to be honest. It's the base to basically all of my lip looks.
In your closet, why you need that?
Now that we got our liner on, the lippy that I'm going to be going in with is this Milani lip gloss, or it's like a liquid lipstick really, and it's called More Shine. This is such a beautiful red. It really went well with this look, and honestly, if you have the chance, I would definitely go pick her up for Valentine's Day because I think it just gives the right amount of class and sass that you need.
That this could be what you love. It took a lot of hardship.
Now to my favorite part, we're gonna go ahead and move on to these lashes, honey, because let's be real, the look ain't complete without some nice dramatic lashes. Bring more attention to them eyes, let me tell you.
Won't contemplate, you got to play that, babe. I don't wanna wait another minute for you. I know you got me falling from the ceiling for you. I knew right from the start there was no limit to you. And I'm catching feelings, baby.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. And usually I don't do this often, but since recruiting isn't an option due to unusual rain and thunder, baby, I wonder.
While putting these on, I do recommend having a fan nearby. It really does help with the putting on lashes process. Y'all, I was jamming, yes. But yeah, it helps with the putting on lashes process. If I'm being completely honest, helps that glue dry down way quicker. Now I'm just gonna go in with the same Chimarisa highlight that we used on our cheeks and nose and brows, and gonna put some of that in our inner corner. Last but not least, we're gonna take some of our Better Than Sex mascara and put that on our lashes so that they can blend in with these falsies.
With you tonight is on an island. It's about time I'm waking up. Times you wasn't with me waking up. Now you feel said I couldn't miss your touch. I needed to distance myself from you. I was just in love with you. So confused.
Now that we got the mascara on, you already know what time it is when I flip that nose ring up. Let's do something with this hair, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope you guys really enjoy and y'all try it out. See y'all next time.
Take